The holographic star map flickered in the war chamber of the Dominion's fist, casting blue light across Admiral Kretsch's scarred face. His 4 eyes studied the small yellow star in the outer spiral arm. Sol, the humans called it. 3rd planet. 1 species. Limited space travel. Easy prey. Admiral, the intelligence reports. Subcommander Vrel slid a data tablet across the obsidian table, his claws clicking nervously. Kretsch didn't look up. Summarize. Sir, there are warnings. Multiple warnings from 17 different species. All concerning this target. Now Kretsch looked up. Warnings. Vrel activated the display. Text scrolled in a dozen alien languages, all translated by the Dominion systems. Do not engage Earth. The cost is too high. Cleave Hive Collective. They learn faster than you can adapt. Merchant Guild of Antares. Superior technology means nothing to them. Remnants of the Vrexian Empire. The War Council chamber fell silent. Fleet Commander Tharn, a massive creature with crystalline armor, laughed, a sound like grinding rocks. Superstition, Tharn rumbled. Look at their capabilities. Chemical rockets. Primitive fusion reactors. Ballistic weapons. They've barely left their own moon. Yet 23 invasion attempts have been recorded in their system over the past 80 cycles, Vrel said quietly. All failed. All retreated or vanished completely. Kretsch leaned back in his command throne. Show me the warnings. All of them. The first recording flickered to life, a Cleavat insectoid, its compound eyes reflecting trauma. We came with 12 hive ships. We studied their biology, their weaknesses. We engineered a virus specifically for human physiology. It should have killed 90% of their population in days. The insectoid's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of distress. They reverse-engineered it in 72 hours. Modified it. Send it back to us. We lost 6 ships before we could retreat. The humans, they didn't just defend. They counterattacked with our own weapon, improved. The recording ended. Another began, this time a reptilian trader, scales dull with age. I sold weapons to both sides once. Small conflict. Local warlords. I thought I'd profit from human desperation. Do you know what they did? They bought everything I had, took it apart, and built better versions within a month. Then they found me, returned my original weapons, and politely asked me never to return to their system. They didn't threaten. They didn't need to. I saw their factories. I saw what they'd built from my scraps. I ran. A third, a silicon-based species, barely holding its molecular structure together. We invaded during their winter. We thought the cold would weaken them. Instead, they used it. Lured our troops into frozen wastelands. The cold we thought would help us became a weapon in their hands. They fought in temperatures that would kill most species. They thrived in it. And when spring came, they melted the ice beneath our positions. Entire divisions drowned. The planet itself fought for them. 7 more recordings followed. Each one the same message in different words. Do not invade Earth. Admiral Kretsch stood, his 4 arms crossed. Enough. This is exactly what a weak species would do, spread fear through propaganda. Make themselves seem more dangerous than they are. Sir, Vrel tried again, the Vrexian Empire had technology superior to ours. They sent 3,000 ships. And we have 6,000, Kretsch interrupted. The Vrexians were arrogant. They underestimated. We will not. He pointed at the holographic Earth, spinning blue and green and beautiful. Look at it. 1 planet. No orbital defense network. No fleet larger than system patrol craft. They're isolated, alone, and primitive. Tharn nodded. Our shields alone can withstand anything they possess. Our weapons can crack continents. This will be over in days. The warnings, Vrel started, are designed to make us hesitate, Kretsch said flatly. And we do not hesitate. We are the Dominion. We have conquered 417 worlds. This will be 418. The council murmured agreement. Vrel looked down at his tablet, at the final warning he hadn't shown them, the one marked, unknown origin, transmitted on all frequencies, repeating endlessly from the edge of human space. We know you're watching. We know you're coming. We're ready. Turn back. He deleted it from the record. 20,000 light-years away, hidden in the shadow of Jupiter's moon Europa, Observer Station Delta 7 detected the Zarkith fleet the moment it entered the Kuiper Belt. Lieutenant Marcus Webb didn't panic. He'd been expecting this for 3 years. Confirmed, he said into the encrypted channel. 6,000 ships. Zarkith configuration. ETA to Earth orbit, 72 hours. The response came immediately. Commander Sarah Chen's voice was calm, measured. Acknowledged, Delta 7. Initiating protocol home ground. All stations, begin Phase 1. Across Earth, across the Moon, across Mars and the hidden asteroid bases, thousands of humans moved into action. Not with panic. Not with fear. With precision. They had been preparing for this moment for 30 years, ever since the first scouts had arrived in Sol System, studied Earth from a distance, and left. Humanity had known then that invasion was inevitable. So they'd done what humans do best. They'd prepared. They'd studied. They'd learned. And they'd turned their home into the most dangerous battlefield in the galaxy. Admiral Kretsch watched Earth grow larger on the viewscreen as the Dominion fleet decelerated into the solar system. Beautiful world, Tharn observed. Rich in water and resources. It will make an excellent colony. 3 days, Kretsch said confidently. In 3 days, Earth falls, and the warnings will be revealed as the lies they always were. Behind him, Vrel said nothing. But he checked the evacuation pod locations one more time. Just in case. In the command center buried 2 miles beneath the Colorado Rockies, Commander Sarah Chen studied the tactical display showing 6,000 red dots approaching Earth. Her second-in-command, Major Okonkwo, stood beside her. They dismissed the warnings. They always do, Chen said. She pressed a button, and the display shifted, showing not just Earth, but thousands of hidden positions, weapon emplacements, sensor nets, and trap zones covering every continent, every ocean, every approach vector. 30 years of preparation. 30 years of watching invaders fail and learning from their mistakes. 30 years of turning Earth itself into a weapon. Let them come, Chen said quietly. We've been ready for years. She pulled up a transmission, one that would be sent the moment the Zarkith entered weapons range. A simple message, recorded by every leader of every nation on Earth, spoken in unison. Welcome to Earth. You were warned. Okonkwo smiled grimly. They think they're invading a planet. Chen's eyes hardened as she watched the red dots approach. They're walking into a trap. The first Zarkith dropship screamed through Earth's atmosphere in perfect formation, 1,000 metal teardrops streaking toward 6 continents simultaneously. Admiral Kretsch watched from orbit, satisfied. Textbook deployment, he said. Arctic positions will secure the northern resources. Jungle teams will establish forward bases. Desert units will. Sir. Vrel's voice was tight. Atmospheric readings are unusual. Unusual how? Every landing zone is reporting optimal conditions. Perfect temperature. Clear visibility. Ideal terrain. Vrel's claws clicked nervously. It's too perfect, sir. Kretsch waved a dismissive hand. Their luck has run out. Begin landing operations. Arctic Theater, Northern Norway. Commander Zalf led the Dominion's elite cold-weather division down the dropship ramp, powered armor humming efficiently. The temperature was a comfortable -20 degrees Celsius, cold, but well within operational parameters. Scanners show no human presence within 50 kilometers, his second reported. The terrain is clear. This will be easier then. The temperature dropped. Not gradually. Instantly. -20 degrees Celsius became -50 degrees Celsius in seconds. Then -70 degrees Celsius. Then -80 degrees Celsius. What is happening? Zalf demanded as frost began forming on his armor's joints. Around him, soldiers were slowing down, their movements sluggish as power cells struggled in the impossible cold. It's localized, someone shouted. This cold front, it's not natural. It's being generated. Zalf never finished the thought. The snowdrift 50 meters away erupted. Humans, dozens of them, wearing white thermal suits that made them invisible against the landscape. They moved on skis, fast and fluid, firing weapons that seemed primitive but deadly accurate. Zalf tried to raise his weapon. His armor's servos screamed in protest, joints frozen solid. The last thing he saw was a human soldier gliding past, planting something on his chest plate. The human spoke in perfect Zarketh, "Welcome to Norway. Enjoy your stay." The explosive charge detonated. By the time Dominion reinforcements arrived, they found 300 suits of powered armor frozen in the snow, their occupants gone. The humans had vanished like ghosts. And the temperature was still dropping. Jungle Theater, Amazon Basin. Captain Vrash's thermal imaging system was useless. "Everything is hot," his scanner operator wailed. "Trees, ground, air, it's all reading at 45 degrees. I can't distinguish life forms." "Use visual," Vrash snapped. But the jungle canopy was so thick that even midday sun barely penetrated. His unit advanced slowly, cutting through vegetation that seemed to grow back behind them. "Communications are down," someone reported. "Some kind of interference, organic interference. The plants themselves are blocking signals." Vrash was about to respond when the jungle attacked. Not the humans. The jungle itself. Vines, modified, engineered, weaponized, lashed out with impossible speed. They wrapped around armor, found seams, injected acidic compounds that ate through metal. Soldiers screamed as they were pulled into the canopy, disappearing into the green hell above. And then the humans came. They didn't march. They flowed through the jungle like water, using terrain the Dominion soldiers couldn't even see. Shots came from everywhere and nowhere. Vrash fired blindly, hitting nothing but trees. His scanner finally picked up a heat signature, human-shaped, close. He spun and found himself face to face with a woman wearing light fabric and carrying a weapon that looked like it was built from scrap. She smiled. "You're standing in a bromeliad cluster," she said in Zarketh. "Do you know what that means?" Vrash didn't. The plant beneath his feet exploded with stored digestive enzymes, modified by human geneticists specifically for this invasion. His armor's seals failed. The last thing he heard was the woman's voice, "The jungle remembers. And we taught it how to fight." Desert Theater, Sahara Desert. General Krax thought the desert would be simple. Nothing to hide behind. Clear sight lines. No ambush points. He was wrong. The sandstorm appeared without warning, a wall of brown fury that turned day into night. It wasn't a natural storm. Dominion meteorologists detected the signs: atmospheric manipulation, directed electromagnetic interference, coordinated wind shear. "They're weaponizing the weather," someone screamed over the howling wind. Sand infiltrated everything. Shield emitters clogged. Weapons jammed. Sensors went blind. Soldiers stumbled in the darkness, lost and disoriented. And from beneath the sand, humans emerged. They'd built an entire base network underground, kilometers of tunnels, reinforced positions, supply depots. They struck from below, fired, and vanished back into the earth before Dominion forces could respond. Krax watched his division crumble. Not in glorious battle. Not in honorable combat. They simply broke down. Equipment failed. Soldiers succumbed to heat. Supply lines vanished under the sand. A human voice crackled over his communicator. They'd hacked his command frequency. "You came to conquer a desert," the voice said. "The desert doesn't care about your shields or your armor. The desert just waits. And we've learned how to make it wait for us." Krax ordered a retreat. There was no one left to hear it. Urban theater, multiple cities. Admiral Kretsch watched in horror as his urban assault divisions entered evacuated cities across Earth, New York, Shanghai, Lagos, Sao Paulo, and disappeared. Not destroyed. Not killed. They simply vanished into architecture designed for death. Every street was a kill box. Every building a fortress. Every intersection a trap. Humans had years to prepare these cities, and they'd turned them into three-dimensional mazes where superior technology meant nothing. Soldiers entered buildings and didn't come out. Drones were hacked mid-flight. Vehicles were disabled by electromagnetic pulses hidden in streetlights. And when Dominion forces tried to demolish buildings, they found them structurally reinforced and rigged with explosives that brought down entire city blocks, onto invading troops. "Pull back," Kretsch ordered. "Orbital bombardment. Burn the cities." "Belay that order," a new voice said. Fleet Commander Tharn spun. "Who dares?" The view screen showed Earth's surface. And rising from it, like flowers blooming, were thousands of weapons installations, hidden under artificial terrain, disguised as buildings, buried in mountains. Anti-orbital railguns. Directed energy weapons. Missile batteries with payloads designed specifically to penetrate Dominion shields. "They knew," Vrel whispered. "They knew we'd try orbital bombardment. They've been ready for it." The first human counterstrike hit 3 Dominion cruisers simultaneously. Shields failed. Hulls breached. Then more. And more. Kretsch watched his fleet, the pride of the Dominion, 6,000 ships strong, begin to burn. 72 hours later, Dominion War Council. Admiral Kretsch stood before the Emperor's hologram, his uniform torn, his pride shattered. Of 6,000 ships, fewer than 800 remained. "Explain," the Emperor said, his voice cold enough to freeze stars. "They didn't defend their world," Kretsch said quietly. "They weaponized it. Every ecosystem. Every climate. Every city. They turned their entire planet into a trap. And our superior technology meant nothing. They studied us. They learned how we fight. They prepared counters for everything we had. They." Kretsch's 4 eyes closed. "They didn't just defeat us. They systematically dismantled us." The Emperor was silent for a long moment. "Mark Earth as forbidden territory," he finally said. "Transmit a galaxy-wide warning. No one invades that world." "What should the warning say?" Vrel asked. The Emperor looked at the star map, at the small blue planet that had humbled an empire. "Say this: humanity doesn't just defend. They evolve. You may defeat one generation, but the next will rise stronger. Earth is not a conquest. It is a graveyard for conquerors. Earth, Defense Command Center." Commander Sarachan watched the battered Dominion fleet limp out of the solar system. Beside her, Major Okonkwo exhaled slowly. "They'll come back eventually," Okonkwo said. "They always do." Chen smiled, not with joy, but with grim certainty. "Good. We'll be ready. We're always ready." She pulled up the files on 7 other potential invasion forces the observation posts had detected studying Earth from a distance. Humanity learned something a long time ago, Chen said. The best defense isn't making your enemy unable to attack. It's making them regret trying. She looked at the planet below, blue and green and beautiful and deadly. Earth doesn't just survive invasions, she said quietly. It devours them. The defensive systems remained online. The traps remained set. And humanity watched the stars, waiting. Not with fear. With readiness. Because Earth was home. And you don't take a human's home without paying a price no empire could afford.